All right, here's a recap. I just bought this 2015 Infiniti QX70, and I'm going to be getting rid of the 2018 Nissan Murano. I've been doing a few different videos, and in part one of things I'm going to miss about my Nissan Murano, I talked about utility. I talked about how it's just better packaged and it carries people and things a lot better than the QX70 can. But I said I was still going to take this one because part two, and I gave you a hint, part two was going to be talking about refinement and luxury because I kind of care for that stuff. So in this video, I'm going to show some features, show where this one shines, where the other one shines. But remember, the biggest determinant of all this was financial. If they were the same price, I'm not 100% sure that I would have still gone with that if they were costing me the same, but I'm making a whole lot of money selling that vehicle despite having owned it for 2 years. And that's crazy. So, we talked about utility, and you saw me opening the doors, you saw me opening the trunks, but here I'm going to do something. So both of these vehicles, now I'll be showing the funny features, the cool features. So here, both of them have powered trunks, which is nice. So does that one. One of them opens with a little more drama. And I can do this. I can, shut them using that button over there. I can do it internally. And so I have to say this. I believe that the powered trunk is standard in that vehicle. I can't remember about the Murano. I can't remember if they all got it. But these are both top of their line with regards to packaging. The Platinum this Murano came with everything you could get. This one here came with almost everything except the sport package, but pretty good. So here, again, this is a newer platform, and it had a few more tricks up its sleeve. One, this one I use a lot. I never knew that I needed this feature until I got it. 2018. I don't know when Murano brought it in. Maybe 2017 midway. This one here, yeah. In that time, again, it's a 20. I think they started the the power trunk in 2011. No one even thought about it. But nowadays, if you have a powered trunk, why wouldn't you have it do that? So there are a few little tricks that the Murano can do a lot better than the other one there. But again, not too bad. I'm going to kick it closed. It's going to do its thing. So I'm going to also show you something else. I'm trying to show that the Murano is not a bad car by any means. I'll reiterate that I'm getting rid of it mainly because of financial reasons. We're just making a whole lot of money out of this deal, and that's a car that we've kind of liked because I own something a little similar. So about the V8 version, the V6 version this time. Then the Murano also comes with remote start. Look at that. Pretty cool, right? The other one, well, no point in starting it and embarrassing myself. It doesn't. So there was a way we could turn it off. Yes, turned it off. And this is a modern vehicle, so it does modern vehicle things. It's got DRLs, LEDs here and there. The DRLs are daytime running lights. So if let's try lock first, see if that does anything. Yeah, there you go. See, they turned on, and lock this one here. Nothing, I can turn both of them from making sounds to not making sounds, but at least from the front, I wanted to show you that's what it looks like. And then in the back, let's do the lock. Again, this video right now, this part of the video is just about features, Oh, well, that was that. Lights staying on. That's a very modern thing. You can see the reflection of DRLs in that window, but you can see in the back that the lights do come on as well, and they stay on a little longer. And that's even without the normal setting whereby you were near your vehicle and then, or rather you were running your vehicle, turned it off, and they stay on for a little bit. No, this is different. Now, when you try to unlock, that's it, and unlock this. Look at that. See all the lights coming on and things like that. So that is a more modern vehicle. And if you like such things, you will like it a little more. Now, I'm in that weird position right now where I wish it were darker so you would see all the lighting, because this one does have underglow. Let me do it again. Do you see the lights there? Yep. You got LEDs underneath this vehicle, and I've got a nighttime video of it, so probably just go ahead and look at that. Now this one here is no slouch either. I do have some puddle lamps, part of the welcome lighting system. There you go. Do you see that turn on? And it's actually going to turn off when I walk away from it. Maybe it went off. That's part of what they call the welcome lighting. So let me lock it, and when it senses that you're close enough, lights just turn on. I'm going to do a nighttime video on that one to show you what welcome lighting looks like. So this one here, well, let me do this one first. Well, just watch, just walking close to it. Usually, there you go, turned on, and then the lights come on inside there, and then the driver, the power button usually pulses. You might be able to see it just go on and off, on and off. This one here does no such thing. When you approach it, it does not turn on or anything. So that's a little bit of a difference in between them. And then here's something else I need to show you. This is pretty cool. Hold this down. And again, this is just toys, features. The vehicles already do the work. The main work being that they carry people and carry stuff. This is just the icing on the cake. Being a V6, I know that this one's only did the front, but the V8 versions did all windows, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure. Anyway, we're comparing two cars right now. This one here, I made a video some time back lamenting that it's got that. Okay, they're down. Now what? Do I need to start the car so I can power the window? No, not really. And here I'll show you. I'm going to this key, remove the blade. I have to hold it rather awkwardly while I do this. And when I get this blade, insert it here and turn it in the lock direction, and up it goes. Okay, that's it for the QX70. Nissan, unlike Lexus, does not usually operate the moonroof, so it's just, at least in the QX70s, I think when they had something like the QX30, you were able to open all those different windows. Now here is the Murano. Let's do the Murano as well. Here you go. Do you notice the door locks didn't do anything? Yeah, this is a complaint that I've had. It's not so much a Murano deal per se, but the 2018 Murano, for whatever reason, there's this batch of vehicles, Maximas, Muranos, and I think Ultimas, that they did not get that feature at all. So that kind of sucks. And that also means that my emergency key is not a real emergency key. It's a different deal. Basically, if I try to unlock the door using this blade, the alarm is still going to go off. So this is a complaint I have against 2018 Murano specifically. It's not just Murano in general, but I have made a whole different video and I was lamenting why it does that or why it does not do that feature. But here shortly, let's go ahead and go inside the vehicles and talk about what other features they have. So thankfully you can still unlock it or lock it. And I'm going to do this. First, turn off the radio. No surprises. Or just turn the volume down. How's that? There you go. Whoa, that was loud. Okay, I'm gonna roll up the windows. One touch up. Again, luxury-ish vehicle. And while I'm here, I guess let's look at the inside. You've got so much ambient lighting. I've got a nighttime video, and the car looks really good in that nighttime video. And that is one of the reasons I went for lighter interior. I was usually a darker interior person for maintainability, but man, when you see what these cars can do with the ambient lighting from the factory, it's amazing. So, unusually you can actually play with that. Where is it? It's got a lot of different settings, and in this vehicle you can change the settings in the middle screen too. It's going to be a little too detailed for what I want to do, so let me just tell you, it's more modern and you can do more things with it. Here, when I come to audio source, This is one of the places it shines. You can see that the screen looks different. Also looks modern-ish. It's not a full panel. It's not a dual screen, but it's pretty good still. AM, FM, Sirius XM, CD, auxiliary, Bluetooth audio, USB 2, and iPod, USB 1, and iPod. So this one right here is your USB 1. Then you've got auxiliary right here, which is pretty cool, right? And then you've got, this is just your normal charging port over here. This is just a light inside here, nothing else. Let me turn it off. And then you've got USB in the back here. So pretty cool with regards to those amenities. The Infiniti QX70 has a lot of cool features too. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on, see what it does. Okay, you can tell it's an older looking center console or gauge cluster. Let me turn this off. So here, when it comes to source, one, you don't really have a source button. You could just move all these different things. So you've got AM, FM, you've got disc and auxiliary. You move through them by just pushing like this, just push. And we've got Bluetooth audio. We've got, that's it. Yeah, that's it. That's it. No USB yet. I think the USB here is done using the auxiliary button. And it's right here. There's a USB thing right here as well. It looks like the one that was on the backside of the Murano. As you can see, this one does not have a light inside here. It's not the worst thing, but oh well. It's got a charger thing over here. It does have a second one over here. I can't remember if that USB charges. Can't remember that. And you might have seen a snippet of this, but back here, pretty plain. None of that fancy stuff going on. So features-wise, that's way more modern, and it's got the other one beat with regards to the different features it offers. Okay, so now let's talk about, I usually tell people there's a difference between refinement, luxury, and toys. You can get all those toys in like a Nissan Sentra, for example, but that can never make it more luxurious than this one. Another example I usually gave was the Infiniti. I didn't even use the M56, I used an M45. The Infiniti M45 versus an Infiniti Q50. Way more toys, but still, even these older vehicles are more luxurious than the Q50, for example, with all the newer stuff it's got. So now that we're here, I want to show you something. Let's talk about seats. Both these vehicles have heated and cooled seats. Whoa. Okay, we got it. Turn that off. Both of these vehicles have heated and cooled seats. You can see this right here. All right. And perforated seats, leather seats. That's it for the front. This one is fully loaded. You could get a Murano with only I think you could get them with only heated seats. You could get them with cloth seats that don't have any heat as well. But same thing here, heated and cooled. At least the Platinum model does have that. You have perforated seats. They feel different. As much as both of them are touted as, we call them leather, but they're fake leather. This one here feels thinner and makes no pretenses about being leather. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? It depends. It just really depends on what you end up feeling. Here, I'd say this one reminds me of Mercedes-Benz leather in a way. It's a little thicker and feels like a glove, you know, as an example. And then looking at these seats, this one here has a little more bolstering. It is, again, look at it as a G37. It's a sport vehicle, or it's a sports utility vehicle. This one is a sport-ish utility vehicle. It has a lot more utility. Big wide seats. Nissan the Maxima actually has, the ones I'm thinking about do have a little more bolstering. This one here, but it's wide. So if you're a bigger person, maybe if you've got quite some width on you, this might be a little more comfortable. But once you're turning and tossing and doing all those things, aggressive, spirited driving, this one is going to let you slide around a little more. Talking about features and luxury, well, this one here has a heated steering wheel. And sad to say, the QX70 never offered a heated steering wheel. This does look like a what would you say? A 370Z steering wheel, right? Isn't that what it looks like? Yeah, they never offered it. And Nissan has always played a little funny with features. Sometimes I don't really understand, because their premium models, for example, Infiniti has been known as a luxury line, right? But these vehicles, 2006 through 2010, never came with heated steering wheel options. And I believe like the Nissan Maximas, you could get them with the heated steering wheel. The other thing is that something else that the Maxima had that the Infinitis did not have till 2011. Ooh, power folding mirrors. Now this one here does have power folding mirrors. You can see right here, it opens and closes, which is one thing that the Murano does not have. And I feel like the Murano is actually pretty wide, so it would have benefited from that. But again, never seems like it was offered, never fully understand. Something else, I know the first gen Murano came with rain sensing wipers, although I feel like people probably did not like it so much. I feel like I read a lot of complaints about it, but Nissan seems to be doing just fine offering it with every other vehicle. So this one right here comes with the rain sensing wipers, the 2008 of those rain sensing wipers, all those, almost everything else. Only one car doesn't have rain sensing wipers, and it's a 2003. Understandable. So Refinement is one of those Refinement luxury features. What do you consider a luxury feature, and what's just a plaything, you know? Regardless, let's take the party to the back. Open that door and open this one. I should have parked them a little staggered, but hey. So we've talked about seats, heated and cooled seats in front. In the back, I'm going to tell you straight up, the Murano wins, because this one here, at least in platinum trim, comes with heated rear seats, and that is a nice thing. Just heated though, low heat and high heat. This one here, as you can imagine, plain Jane, never offered heated, obviously not cooled, but no heated rear seats. It would be nice if manufacturers offered cooled seats as well, but so that's the funny thing in the rear. That is, the funny thing is that although we have all these features, we're not really going to take advantage of it, because when you have car seats, and child car seats that is, no one's really going to take advantage of your heated seats. With the rear doors open, I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity to talk about something else. So we've covered the basics, getting people in, sit down, put stuff in the trunk, but what if we wanted to get a little more utility? Here, I could fold this rear seat almost flat. It's not 100%. Remember, this is based off a sport sedan. So here it is. And if I wanted to go back, just grab it here and push it back. You'll notice that it sticks out a little more than the other one. I can just grab this handle, release it, and push it back. Recline. That much. And the funny thing about that feature is that, yes, I can recline it. You can deal with the back, but the cushion is still the same. So I've always found it pretty odd. If you just recline that, you might end up just sliding off a little bit, but it's all good. It's nice to have the ability to do it. On this one here, if I wanted to release it, I have this pull thing here, pull handle. It's a little more violent because I don't have my other hand to help with this, and I can push it back up. Unfortunately, it's not a one-hand operation, because I have to go down here and I have to basically put my elbow here, you know. I have to do this because I'm holding the camera if I want to recline it any further. But there it is. Okay, so these are the basics. Let me show you something that you can also release them from the back. So let me do this. If you suddenly realize that you need more room while you're already back here loading your trunk, you do have the ability to gain access from the back too. So here you go, you've got a handle here, just pull. Okay, to bring it up in this car, I just have to come here and bring it up, and we're fine, all good. Now the Murano does this one better, at least the Platinum does. Other trims might not offer all this, but the manual part, and I can go there and bring it up manually. But this is a Platinum model. Again, this is the highest trim you could get there. This is the highest trim you could get here. Look at that, it's powered. Takes some time, but hey, it does it. Is it? I don't know. Is it a gimmick? Is it a nice feature? You decide, because I'm sure you can go and just, in the time that it's taken to do all that, you could just go and push it up manually. And you could actually, I believe, let me see. Yeah, you can do it from the front too. So let's drop this again. And you can put both of them up using this button. Yep. So pretty cool. I think the Murano does have the other one beat with regards to more features. Personally, with the speed it's doing it, I just walk around and do it. Let me put it like this. If someone told me, hey, I've got, what were Murano's brand new? 40 grand, maybe 35 grand. 35 grand, you've got this car. It can do everything. It's got heated seats, leather, and you can release your backseat, but you can not power, you cannot remotely raise them back up. Or do you want to pay an extra 5 grand to get one that does that? I wouldn't have bought the Platinum. It only makes sense to me buying it used, personally, because that's one, it's a nice to have feature, but I think a lot of the things in the Platinum you could get in other models. I think the SL, just pay a little more for a few more standalone features, but yeah. So with the powered option though, it only goes to the preset position. If you want it to recline further, you have to release it here. While I'm still on that Platinum rant, something that came standard in the Platinum and was only an option with the others is right here. The Panoramic Roof. Man, I tell you, I think it's one of those things. If someone told me, hey, for 40 grand, same amount of money, you could either get the roof or not. Obviously, I'd want to get that. Why? It has better resale value too. I've noticed that. But we are not sunroof people. We don't open it. We don't pull the shade. Rarely. I mean, it's a non-value added thing to me. To somebody else, this might be the whole point of getting a vehicle, because this one here only comes with a plain moonroof, sunroof. It's a glass and it slides. But I've always had an issue with Nissans. I'm thinking, yeah, I know they're luxury vehicles, but why can't we get an option to not get a sunroof if we don't want it? Make it lighter, regain some of the headroom. But again, I can't really, beggars can't be choosers, right? When you buy it used, you just kind of take whatever they picked. If you really feel so passionate about it, buy it brand new, right? So yeah, that's it. I think I've shown most of the features, most of the places, most of the ways that these different vehicles stand out from each other. This one here, as I said, it's pretty good. As long as you're not trying to do too much utility with it, I think it's pretty capable. There's some inherent things that you're just going to have to take my word for it with regards to refinement. Some people cannot tell a difference when it comes to refinement and luxury. Just as an example, apart from soft seats, leather seats, some people don't feel the difference in ride and handling. Now, this Murano has almost 51,000 miles. So it's pretty new, and it's 4 years old at best. This one here, 2015, we're looking at 7 years old, 110,000 miles. So age-wise, it's almost double in years, double in mileage, but still, whenever I drive them, this one feels more solid. It feels more luxurious, just more dignified to me. And that's not a knock on this, because again, it was made for a different market, different purpose. The MSRP when brand new was way different. I think this one was like 63 grand. This one was maybe 45 grand, so despite inflation and things like that moving. So definitely made for a different purpose. And I'm talking about this because they both have 20-inch wheels, pretty meaty tires, but still, whenever I'm driving, I feel like it's in an interesting combination. I've said it's like a Maxima. It's like a raised Maxima. But just because it's raised does not mean it's got a lot of suspension travel. It's like they raised it, but the suspension travel is still like very little. This one here feels like it's got a lot more suspension, more SUV-like, and it takes up bumps a little better, a little softer. It just feels better to drive in roads that are not like glass smooth. This one here, it's an interesting way to describe it. And then I've got other things. I've got other videos that I haven't released yet. Wind noise, and it doesn't feel like it was made all that nicely. And let's do the door test. Kind of useless with Nissans. This was like a Mercedes test, you know. Do you hear that? That is more solid, isn't it? Okay, we're gonna go here first. Feels hollow and tinny. It's just different. But for that, you do get a lot of space, a lot of utility, because instead of putting foam and more reinforcements on the sides, that's all storage. The other one says, nope, that's for structural rigidity. We're not gonna play with that. So it is, yeah, I think back here they're like the same. Sometimes the way they made these. Yeah, all plastic if I remember right, but still pretty. Then this one's metal. Despite that, this one feels better, feels just more solid. I think that covers most we can talk about with regards to these vehicles, but I'm going to bring one more, and that's going to be a starting test. It's got a pretty odd location for that start button, but it makes it more or less symmetrical, right? 3.5 V6. Okay. Let's go to the other one. Nice. More traditional location over here. Start. So apart from that and that, no fancy animations, no car twirling around, you know. It's a 3.7 V6 over here. Feels decent, not bad. I've said that when it comes to driving, this one feels a little more raw. But again, remember, G37, sport. So it feels a little different in that respect. Looking inside here, now this is going to be a stretch. When you're inside the vehicle and you look at lighting, I think the QX70 does a better job with regards to luxury, because of the big screen that it has in the center. Even when you turn it off, you dim it, I think that it reminds me of like a Mercedes C-Class. This one here reminds me, you know, in regards to technology, this one here reminds me of a Jaguar with regards to luxury, in that the lights are subdued, nice and soft. If you like LED lights here and there, that's going to be the car for you. If you don't mind just nice soft lighting, well thought out lighting, this is going to be the car for you. You know, I think they executed it pretty well. They both have lots of speakers, and it's the Bose sound system, but this one here sounds a lot better if you ask me. Hey, and since we've been blessed with the gift of nightfall, it's getting dark enough that all the automatic headlights have turned on, and I'll take advantage of this opportunity to show you what they look like from the outside. Both good looking vehicles. I like all the new technology lighting. You know, it's not all halogen except the high beams and the fog lamps, which both of them do have. HID over there, LED and HID as well. I think the Murano has what I'd refer to as jewel headlamps. They look sparkly. The other one, I like that. I like OEM lighting, honestly. I'm one of those people that gets a vehicle and does not jump into putting LED lamps everywhere. So kind of like the way they come from factory. Maybe fast forward through this part. I don't think there's much to see here. the back. And I've said I do have a video on the Murano at night. If you are interested, you could, find it and take a look at it. But I'm just gonna open the doors and take a peek inside. I like that. That kind of went away. People don't really do that anymore, huh? Both of them offer the, the step door seal plates, illuminated door seals. There you go. I was looking for the word. It says Infiniti over there. And again, I like that marker. Nothing on this door, which is disappointing as large as it is, There's your lighting. Ambient lighting for the platinum trim. I like this. It doesn't just say Nissan, it says Murano. I like that. I like it. So I turned off both their lights, but it's a modern vehicle, so it's gonna have something staying on. So what have we learned from this video? Maybe something, maybe nothing. I just wanted to showcase these two vehicles that both of them made by Nissan for more or less similar purposes, in that there were statements. These were lifestyle vehicles. If you wanted utility, you better get something else. For example, if you absolutely had to have an Infiniti and you wanted utility, maybe an Infiniti QX70 might serve you better, but it's too large, and maybe you wanted that sporty luxury ride, so QX70 was going to be it for you. On the Nissan side, if you wanted utility, this one could offer it to you, but remember, they do have the Armada, which is pretty big. They do have a Nissan, if you don't like the fuel economy of the Armada, they have a Nissan Rogue, which you can get, for a little more. I think utility-wise, the Rogue does a pretty good job. But if you wanted luxury as well, you could get the Nissan Murano. But again, I think a lot of people who own Infinitis usually have come from the Nissan side, and I don't think everybody maybe has the opportunity to go and test drive and own this for this period of time and then own the other one and make a decision. So I was recording this video to share my opinions, my experience with these vehicles, and hopefully my sharing this video might help you make a decision depending on what way you want it to go. As I said, the biggest thing for me was that I was making more money from that one than this one. Then, the transaction. At the end of the day, after all the selling and the buying has been done, I was going to be left with more money by getting rid of that vehicle. And I'm not mad about that. This one here, I know I'm compromising a few different things with regards to how new that one is, how much utility it provides, but it wasn't going to be a total loss. And I think this is a good decision all in all.